Alright, for me, I think that what was most memorable and startling, kind of almost, about the play was, how accurate and how parallel it was with, what happened in real life. I mean, the author really, took her time to gather as much information as she could about both sides of the story. And I actually kind of really liked that. It was a little surprising, almost, how detailed and how accurate those details were. Three prominent themes. There's a lot of lying, people making poor choices, and then kind of like an opposing forces theme, kind of like bipolarity almost. With lying, obviously there are a big example of the football players, documenting, recording videos, and tweeting about everything that they did to Chloe, and then lying about it, just straight up saying like, oh well, that wasn't really what happened, and then eventually being proven that they were lying. People making poor choices. I mean, Chloe chose to go to this party alone. Yes, obviously she has a right to wear whatever she wants and do within the extent of the law whatever she wants, but she still shouldn't have maybe made those choices to wear what just because of the way society sees those things, to wear what she wore and to act the way she did and get drunk the way she did by herself. And then obviously people making poor choices. Obviously the football team taking advantage of her and everything. And then the bipolarness. The opposing forces kind of is society all in one. There are people that side with the football players and say this isn't as big of a deal as it's coming out to be, and why should they have to ruin the lives of the football players? And then the side that is Chloe's side that says well, it should ruin their lives because it's already ruined Chloe's. Question 3. I think the more traditional setting for intimate apparel was appropriate just because it was set in the early 1900s, and it was in an older time setting. The two acts allowed it to go back and forth. Kind of perfectly, like have one act set up the other one, and then Good Kids being more new school allowed it to portray both sides of this story, and while it at the same time give detailed background information about all of the people involved. Gender and sexuality, unfortunately they come across as men, and men in more popular people being dominant over women and quote unquote I guess less popular people, and then society trying to sweep this under the rug because they don't want to give this football team or these players a bad name. And then my questions are: why do you think only one person got the police involved? I think her name was Skylar. And why wasn't it Chloe? And then whose side of the story do you believe more?